I had to get out and do some essential activities. I went and picked up some masks that our friend had made for us, and I guess it's not quite an order yet, but it is strongly encouraged that you wear a mask whenever you're out in public, and so we had to pick up some of those. So I am out and about taking care of a few activities, some errands. I'm surprised at how many people are on the road right now. I'm sure they're doing things that are essential, but still, surprised at how many are out. Hey, I got the mask. Was able to get out and about this morning, and went over to our friend's house and went on their porch, and they had a box that you could reach in there and grab your packet of masks from her. This is to be in compliance should the suggestion by our governor of wearing a mask when you're out in public, even if you're practicing social distancing, the suggestion is to wear a mask. Will it turn into an order? I don't know, but we've got some masks just in case. Hey, this is day 24 of the stay-at-home order, and I used to say this is day 24 of the 30-day stay-at-home order, but that original 30-day order has been extended, and so I'm just going to say this is day 24 of the stay-at-home order. If you're just now joining the videos, you can see all the videos in this series by clicking this link up here. All it is my family has decided that we wanted to document the day-to-day emotions and feelings and activities that my family has gone through, and we want to share that with you in hopes of just providing a little bit of distraction from your day, and hopefully you continue to communicate with me and tell me how your day has gone. So if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit the subscribe button down here. But I picked up the mask, and there's four different masks for all the family underneath this roof, and there's one, and I don't think I'm going to be wearing that one, and then there's two like this, and so kind of excited about those. I actually had, when I went out, I had this thing, and this is if you've done any hiking or camping, there's these things, and they originally were called buffs. I mean, that's the ones that you can get in the like REI, and they're just a very versatile product, and so you can have it just for your neck, or you could pull it up and have a mask that way. You can do like one of these. Hold on. One of those, and have all kinds of different ways of wearing it, and really, if you want to be Billy Badass, you can you can do something like this. Oops, do something, one of these deals here, and do this, and then you kind of wrap this around that way, and then well, what the heck? I don't know. You put it on your head like a skull cap. You can see how bad I am. But actually, I've used it out, and it can keep you warm, and you can actually wet it and then have it up over your head, and you can wet it down, and as you're walking, you can have it cool in your head. And so anyway, pretty neat little thing, but we'll probably utilize these more often than I utilize this. I'm going to save this for my camping. Actually, though, day 24 had some serious, we had some tears in the house, and I guess that's what I want to talk about today. Early this morning, as we were getting around, and the girl was preparing her space, her bedroom for the virtual school that she goes to, and the boy was in his room getting things set up. The best gal and I were visiting, and as we were talking, we got off on the subject of the school that they were both going to, and with the difference. The girl has been going to this virtual school for almost 2 years, and it's an official, you know, virtual school from day one, and they have that program down. I mean, they're really good, and the classroom study, or not the classroom, but the virtual classroom study is significant, and it takes a lot of work, and so the girl has gotten used to that. The boy, because he was just part of the school district, and when they closed down because of the pandemic, they threw together some virtual classes for them, and they're not at the level that the girls' classes are. And so we're wondering if this disruption in the routine continues on into the fall semester. Would we be doing a disservice to the boy if he was to continue on in the school district, who they're really not equipped or prepared for online school, virtual school? Should we put him enroll him in the some other virtual school? Again, those that are just dedicated to virtual school education. And so we were talking about that, and the girl overheard us, and she just kind of hollered out and said, "I hate this." And so I go into her room and I said, "What are you talking about?" And she had tears and hurt, because my girl's strong. She is a strong young lady, and to see her with tears, she goes, "I don't want to talk about this virtual school. I don't want to talk about doing this stuff." And I thought she was indicating that she didn't want to go to her virtual school anymore. And I said, "Listen, if you don't, you know, if you want to move into just the public school, we can talk about that." And she said, "No, that's not it. I hate this stay-at-home order, this quarantine." And you know, it we had joked about it before, and we had you know, discussed it at different times, and you could tell that it was bothering her because she was not getting the social interactions. Now, understand, this is a 15-year-old, and she'll be 16 in about a month, and the boy is an 11-year-old. He'll be 12 in just a few days, and so this is a time that social interactions are very, very important. That's socializing at in those teenage years. Um, that's important. And so I saw the suffering going on there, and that's something that we have to consider. We really do have to consider what our babies are going through. And I say our babies, you know, you've got kids, even my older kids, you know, they haven't seen anything like this. Some of this stuff, even though it is new to everybody. I mean, have we ever shut down like this? No. But have we ever faced significant hardships and uncertainty in our lives? We have. You know, if you're over 30, 40 years old, you've experienced some different things, and you've seen us come through it. And but a 15-year-old has not seen that. An 11-year-old has not seen that. A 3-year-old has not had this type of disruption in their routine, and so it's something to be very mindful of. The other thing is that I'm in sales, and one of the things you realize when you're in sales is that there's people act because of two different motivating factors. One being something so compelling and so exciting, something that draws them to, so they run to that. And the other side of it is people will act when they're running away from something, when they're scared, when there's fear. So you either have this compelling argument that creates a need, or you raise a fear. And those are two things that motivate people to do different things. And what I'm seeing right now is our youths are being bombarded with fear. And I don't want to get into the whole, is it real? Isn't real? But you just think about some of the things that these kids are facing. That they hear that that the economy is going to fall apart. They hear that all the time. They hear that we will collapse because of the healthcare system. They hear that the future of the planet is at stake within a short period because of climate change. They now are facing this quarantine because of this dreadful virus that they can't stop and their parents can't stop. And so that's what they're being bombarded with. And so we as adults, I think we need to provide that sense of hope for them. We have to encourage them to see the bright spots out there. And the nice thing about that is when we are talking about it, then we focus on it as well, and then we will see that. But it's one of those things that it just hit home when I saw those tears running down my precious girl's face, that this is scary, and no wonder. They're being bombarded with a lot of scary things. And so I would just encourage you to be aware of that for your children. Be aware of that for the young people in your life. I shouldn't just say children, but the young people in your life. And I would encourage you to do what you can to show them the hope that is out there. I trust that you're doing everything that you can to stay safe. You're preparing for the future, that you're protecting your family, and that you're looking forward to the future. I am, and I'll see you tomorrow.